Purnamaste. Purnamaste, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the art of the word that I am from the heart. Really, in this video, I am to speak about forgiveness. And it's a funny synchronicity. I notice always when I do a video about forgiveness, there is always Sunday. And I noticed this for 3 or 4 times past. you know, I have nothing to forgive. I have nothing to forgive. I'm very sensitive. I feel what they're doing, even if they don't think that I do. And I feel their intentions. And even if they are unconscious of what they're doing, I feel it. And I just don't allow anyone to do in my energy what doesn't feel right to me, because I do to no one in their energy, like on your Facebook page, in your house. I don't even comment to a post to teach you, to correct you. That's why I don't put up with this. And I'm very sensitive. I'm like a cat. I express myself, crazy as that I am, as I feel, you see, in the moment. And then people think that I have something to forgive. No. Because that I have nothing to forgive. Because I let them know this doesn't feel right to me. And whatever is the energy that they're doing, whatever they did to me, I don't keep it in. I let it out. And sometimes I'm crazy as that I am. I go too far to bring the message home. And they are like, many times, forgive me. Forgive me. I have nothing to forgive. I have nothing to forgive. I only tell them, this is who I am. I'm not doing this to you. Don't do this to me. Like when people come to teach me, bless me, want to save me, heal me, correct me on my page, I can go crazy. Because I am a teacher and I've been all my life in meditation, and I'm not teaching anyone anything. Just on my page I am posting my teachings, and I go crazy, and they think that I have to forgive them and that they have to apologize. No, 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 no. I just want them, this doesn't feel right to me, and you don't keep it in, you let it out, you let them know, you express yourself. And now, if they respect my unique energy, they remain in my energy. And if they don't, I remove them out of my life, out of my Facebook page, out of my life, wherever they are. You see, I have nothing to forgive. What would I have to forgive? I only, if I would keep it in, if you keep it in, it burns you inside. You are putting up with whatever they're doing. You suffer for them. Now you resent them. Now you blame them. Now you cannot forgive them. But if you express yourself in the moment, immediately, now you see if they can respect your unique and authentic energy or they don't. You see, it is simple just like that. And if they don't, then you know that you respect their energy. And if they would tell you this, what you are doing is not right, doesn't feel right to me, you would stop. You know, they don't care for your energy. Have nothing to forgive. People many times apologize just for the sake that they could do it again to you. Just for that. Like excuse themselves, and they're doing, no, I don't want apologies. I have nothing to forgive. I only want you to stop if you want to remain in my life. This is my unique and authentic energy. You see? And so it is. What would I have to forgive? The one that is correcting, blaming, opposing, hurting, whatever they did, is the ego, is the unconscious shadow. They see it in others and they attack it in others. They hurt it in others because they are hurting inside. It is not who they are, it is their unconscious shadow, the separation from self. And if I would have to forgive, I would be in ego because ego hurts, ego abuses, ego attacks. And ego is offended. Ego depends on egos of others. And then ego is offended by whatever they did. You see? And ego needs forgiveness because ego depends. Oh, I am not the truth anymore because they hurt me. No, they hurt me, yes. But I have nothing to forgive. I only want them to stop. I express myself so I don't keep anything in. And if they don't stop, they have to go out of my life. But what is there to forgive? They didn't hurt me, but their ego, the separation from self. And if I would have to forgive, if I would be offended, if I would resent, I would be an ego. They are the source that I am love. And source that I am cannot offend. Source that I am cannot offended. Be offended. So source that I am doesn't forgive, doesn't need to forgive. That's why Jesus Christ said, you see, what Jesus Christ said. Forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. Jesus Christ knew. He has nothing to forgive. You forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. He is free of birth and death. After this episode, he is merged with the source. He is in so called heaven, one with the source. He is free of birth and death. He will never be born again. But they are seeing their unconscious shadow in him and are killing him, accusing him, really killing him in the worst way, torturing him. But he is compassionate to them. They are source that I am. And they are crucifying me, but this is not who they are. This is their unconscious shadow. This is the evil in the human being. And after this episode, Jesus Christ was thinking, I'm going back to eternity. I'm free. But they will have to pay for what I did, to learn what I did, life after life. Oh, what are they doing to themselves? Forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing to themselves. And they will have to suffer in learning what I did to him. And he was like, they are not ego. This is not who they are. Forgive them. Because you can think that if you forgive them, that they don't get karma, that they will don't get punished. No one get punished. They will just get reflections of their deeds, reflected experience in their being. So they will experience in their own being what I did. You see, just simple like that. Nothing else. And Jesus Christ could forgive, and he wanted them to be set free, but no. Whatever they did, they will have to experience for themselves. And he could not save them. So when you forgive, you actually save yourself. You cannot save them. Even if you want them to get free of their karma, they will have to experience whatever they did to you on their own skin, this life or next life. Only if they repent, if they are sorry, if they stop doing it, and in their soul really they feel that what they did is wrong and they stop doing it, and if they are sorry, they have forgiven themselves, and therefore they will not get that karma. But otherwise, you can pray for them even if they cut your arm off. You can pray for them, you can beg that they don't get hurt and everything. You cannot. They will get their karma. They have to decide themselves to get free. They have to bring their unconscious to consciousness so they see what they're doing to others. and then they can set themselves free. You see. So you think that when you forgive them, they would not get their karma. No, you only save yourself. You only free yourself from karma that is not yours. You see, you only save yourself, you only free yourself from karma that is not yours. Because they will anyway get karma for their deeds, what they did to you. But now, when you resent them, blame them, want to take revenge, and you hate them, now it becomes your karma. What they did to you has nothing to do with you, they did it, and now you suffer in it. You blame, resent, hate, want to take revenge. And then you are like, you cannot forgive. You made it your karma. It is like you are drinking poison, you are expecting them to die. It is like you are, how to say, it is like you are holding a hot coal, iron cold, burning in your hand, and you expect the other one to burn. No, you will die from poisoning. You're poisoning yourself. You will burn in that. They may have their karma reserved for next life. They may be enjoying in the yacht. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. They are narcissists. But you blame them, you hate them, you suffer, and now you suffer instead of them. So, really, you only free yourself if you forgive. You free no other. They will have to free and save themselves. There's no other way. Then you suffer, you burn in fire, in blame, in hate, in resentfulness, in revenge, in, you know, you're the only one hurting maybe because they are narcissists. They don't give a fuck. They will give a fuck only when the karma will hit them. But now they are enjoying themselves. They don't ever need, not even think about you when they abused you, exploited you, whatever they did. They don't even think about you. And you only set yourself free if you forgive. Because you don't even start healing the trauma until you forgive, until you set them free. They will get their karma. It's not up to you to be the giver of karma. It's up to the universe, up to the source. So you start healing when you forgive. If you cannot forgive, you don't start even healing. If it happened 30 years ago when your mother locked you in the closet for one day and you still cannot forgive, and you are still locked in that closet, you are still locked in that closet experiencing that trauma, you cannot forgive, and you didn't even start to heal. And when I was working in the nursery home in that institution, I actually experienced this really, truly, profoundly. Really, I did. Like, wow. There was a 95-year-old man he died after 1 year after this, after the last time when I heard him speaking this. And when he was 25 years old, boy, that's like, that's like, look, that's 70 years ago. He was beaten by Yugoslavanian partisans, because they suspected he is. But he was very rich, so they didn't want to beat him very much. He was very influential, but they suspected he was having contact with Germans, and he was being friendly with Germans, with the occupator. But they didn't want to punish him like others. Others, they were burning on the stoves and tearing their nails off. It was terrible. World War II didn't hit Slovenia really. But aftermath, after World War II, when our people were killing other people and torturing because of the suspicion or accusation that they were working with Germans. But this man, he actually didn't get it hard. He was just a little bit kicked and a little bit beaten. He didn't get burned on a stove. He didn't get his fingernails torn off. But every year when I heard him, I will work there 3 years. He won 39, 49, 30, 93, 94 years old, 95 years old every year when he had a speech there in the institution because he was so influential. Every year he was speaking how the soldiers have beaten him. And even their daughters were like, yeah, get over it. People were dead, people were crippled. You just got a little bit kicked and beaten, and they were taking care that they don't hurt you, that you just a little bit bruised. What do you want? He couldn't forgive. He was still suffering. He was still getting beaten that 70 years ago, and he was suffering and getting beaten 70 years ago. And he never even, they never stopped beating him because he never could forgive. He never could heal. And even last year on the event, he was speaking about what they did to him. So he just carried it to the next life. He will experience it again because he could not forgive. He didn't set himself free of this karma. He didn't even start to heal. You see, that's why you only set yourself free if you forgive. You cannot forgive another. They will have to save themselves. They will have to do it themselves. Truly, I tell upon you. Like I said, I'm very sensitive. I express myself. I'm truthful and sincere. I'm like a cat. I'm like a child. If I don't feel right, I scream. I cannot be polite. I cannot people please. And I really can go too far to bring the message home when some people are doing something to me. But I am now really posting less. I have to work on myself much, and I have to heal myself much. So I'm working like 4 hours, and otherwise it's time for me. So like this, it's like quantity, quality is real quantity, and I give you less of the word that I am. But this video was like profound. I would work all day. Like few months ago, I would not give you this. You see, but I have nothing to forgive, even though I'm as crazy as that I am, like a cat. I have nothing to forgive because I don't want to change. I have this bad temper like Shiva Babas in India have because I really feel whatever they are unconscious of. I feel their intentions. I feel what they're doing. I feel what they're actually doing, and I'm very sensitive, and I am taking very personally everything by nature. Like, you know what is done in my energy, but I'm working myself to get better. I don't want to have this bad temper. I have nothing to forgive, regardless if I go crazy, regardless if I block so many. I'm just allergic to opposition, to violation, to the mind. I have to get over this. What they did, when I see what they're doing, how would I resent them? How would I blame them? How would I hate them? I will actually hate and blame and resent myself, listen. Because I see my past self that I'm not anymore being. When I was unconscious of my shadow, I saw it in others, blame it in others. This is, I see that I was just like that. I was just like that. Really. was just like that. And if I was not this life like that, because many things that people do to me on social media, I never did to people. But I've been opposing, I've been correcting, I've been seeking negative attention. And when they do this, I see I have nothing to forgive because what they do, I've been doing. And if they do something terrible to me, what I never did to anyone this life, I did it past lives, if not this life. I see my former self unconscious of myself and my shadow. So if I cannot forgive, then I cannot forgive myself, and then I'm the only one that is burning in it. And whatever people did to us, we came into this world from soul level. And on soul level, we actually ask them to hurt them, to hurt us. I ask my mama to abandon me. I ask my father to beat me up in the womb. So I'm left eye blind. You cannot see, huh? Because this is the extension of my third eye. The moon, left eye. It looks like I'm seeing, huh? I don't see nothing. I see like with finger. I don't even see blackness. I don't see that. There's no sense there. Nothing. Like I would have skin over. Like you see with the lip. Like you see with the lip, same way I see with my left eye. I have asked my mama to abandon me on the soul level. That's why we have to forgive, because we forgive only ourselves. On the soul level, we ask them to hurt us in this way. Why? Because we are coming from realities of peace, union, compassion, complementary love, no resistance, no force, where everyone is being what they love and blessing others to be as they love, everyone governed from the heart. Everyone is conscious of their darkness. Darkness is one with the light. There's no opposition, no control, nothing to forgive. And in this world, just look, I had to get abandoned so I could get free of my attachments, so I could heal that abandonment issue, so I can release it, so I could forgive my mama. So I could become whole and complete. And I was learning about attachments, and she set me free of attachments. I was learning. I was being abandoned and beaten up by my father in the womb. My mama was beaten up so badly that she had to run away to Germany because my father wanted to kill her. Crazy story, huh? And when I, through this, I could forgive my mama, I could forgive my father, I could heal my trauma, heal my anxiety. And now I experience that trauma, abuse, and abandonment. I reevaluated it, I healed it, I integrated it, I overcome it. And now I can teach and make videos for people who got abandoned and for people who got abused by their parents and had terrible childhood, abandoned by parents, violent childhood. Then I can really, you see, teach, because I had to experience it and I had to overcome it, heal it, integrated it to become a master. And I got free of my attachments and need. And me and my mama are best friends. She's on my page, Yanya Enes. I don't know why she's not changing this surname. It's not no more her husband. She should go back to her father's name. so I can be as example for those who cannot forgive and those who were abandoned. I didn't see my mama for 14 years, and after 14 years, she came and we love each other. And then I really healed like in my 20s, in my 30s. And now we are best friends, like brother and sister. So you see, I had to experience abandonment and abuse because in the higher dimensions we didn't experience abandonment and abuse. So we can overcome it, integrate it, heal it with ourselves, forgive, and then we can set others free. We can teach others to forgive, that they set themselves free. We can set as example, I was abandoned and abused, and I'm a master free of guilt and fear. I healed my anxiety, my depression, and I'm best friend with my mama. My father is terrible person. I cannot be best friend with him, but I have nothing to forgive. And I actually want him to learn the best, and I want everything highest for him. But this is one point. This is one point. If you forgive, it doesn't mean that you have to now be best friends with them and that they have to be in your life. No, sorry. My father, he exploiting, he is like, how to say, what he's doing is emotionally drive buying. He want others to, he's a really person and blaming, and he has a lot of issues, and he's exploiting. And I'm very sensitive. I cannot deal with this man. I'm sorry. If I would be with him, I would suffer for him. He would exploit me. He will emotionally drive by me. I would hate him, resent him. I would not be able to forgive. But I don't want to see him ever again. And I have nothing to forgive. He cannot hurt me anymore. So there's nothing to forgive. I set myself free for what he's doing. He can do it to himself. And I pray for him and bless for him. I have nothing to forgive, and let him bring his unconscious to consciousness. The devil that he sees in others is in him unconscious. He has to bring it in consciousness, and that he get blessed and healed, and everything highest for him. But I don't want to see him again. Sorry, that's how I feel, and that's how it is. But I have nothing to forgive. I set myself free only. He will have to set himself free. He cannot hurt me, so I don't have to forgive, and I can love him, and I can send him love, hope, blessings that he set himself free. I love him, but I'm not allowing him to exploit me, to emotionally drive by me, to drain me, to blame me. He can do it to himself, and I hope he stopped doing it. And I pray that he stopped doing it, that he brings the devil to consciousness that he sees in others, because it's unconscious in him, hurting him within him, and then he hurting others. He beaten his second wife, and now he's in terrible condition. And I pray for him, and I have nothing to forgive because he beaten me and my mama and wanted to kill her, but this was not him. This was his unconscious shadow. This was his ego. He is pure soul and he doesn't know what he's doing to himself. Forgive him. I have nothing to forgive. My mama had to go to Germany because of him, but look, she had her stories also. Why would this happen? There's not innocence, no innocence here. But okay, you know. But yes, because of the violence, how he reacted to what she did, that he wanted to kill her, that was wrong. And with this, she, with this, he violated her in the worst way. He wanted to kill her, you see. And he destroyed our lives. He made me blind. It was not him, it was his unconscious shadow. He sees it in others, it was his ego. If I would have to forgive and blame him, I would be on ego. I don't forgive him. Forgive him. He doesn't know what he's doing. He will have to suffer in all this. He's beating women and blaming others and exploiting. And I don't know what he's doing really now because I only hear something sometimes. I don't want to see him. He doesn't know what he's doing to himself. And if I would have to forgive and blame him, I would be in ego. I would not be actually a master teacher. It has nothing to forgive. You see, on the soul level, I didn't know these things. This opposition, this violation, this trauma, whatever is happening in this world. And I had to get abused, traumatized, abandoned. So I learned this. So I could overcome it, heal it, integrated it, overcome it, bring it to light. So I can now make a video and help those who are abandoned, who are abused, who cannot forgive. You see, I had to be plunged into that darkness, so I overcame that darkness, and out of that darkness risen the brightest light, you see. Beautiful. And that's why you have to know that on the soul level you ask them for it. And that's why if you cannot forgive yourself. I asked my father's soul and my mother's soul to did to me whatever they did. So I could experience it, integrate it, master it, evaluate it, bring it to light, so I could become a master and teach others how to forgive, regardless if they were abandoned, regardless if they were blinded by their father, regardless what. And he actually given me a gift of really feeling everything what is unconscious in people. That's why I know he's not ready to come back in my life. I feel what his unconscious shadow still. And if you cannot forgive, you actually cannot forgive yourself because you ask them on the soul level. And they did it because on the soul level, they are actually the closest soul to you. And they love you so much. They knew that you need to experience this, to master it, to become a master, to heal this world after. And they did it because of that. And in this world, it's a game, is real. They both went in darkness, into separation from self. They hated you. You hated them. You maybe you maybe even police doesn't allow you to meet and that kind of stuff. But on the soul level, you ask them to do whatever they did. So you could experience it, evaluate it, heal it, integrate it, overcome it. So you could help it to heal in this world. You had to be plunged in the darkness. So if you cannot forgive yourself because you ask their soul on the soul level in alignment with themselves, and they're actually so close to you that they know you need this for the expansion of your soul, expansion of your mastery. You need to experience this darkness in this world in order to become a master of it and help this world to get free of that darkness. So you see, then if you cannot forgive, you cannot forgive yourself because they were so close that they did it on soul level. That's the same story of Jesus. This is a story which few people actually told you. It was an original text of the Bible. I feel, I don't know. I never read the books. But Judas, he betrayed Jesus Christ for the silver coins. So that soldiers took him and arrested him and then crucified him. And Judas actually hanged himself because of guilt. But Jesus, when he was walking with a cross, Jesus, when he was walking with a cross, all bloody, all beaten, and he walked next to the Judas, he glanced him like, thank you, thank you. He looked at him with a profound look of gratitude. Thank you, thank you. And Judas felt this gratitude. Judas said he loved him. He is grateful. He's like, what he's grateful for? I killed him. I sold him to death. And he loves me. He looks at me like, thank you, and he loves me. I cannot live it for myself. I go kill myself. He hanged himself because he didn't know that Jesus Christ on the soul level actually asked him to betray him, to sold him to the Romans, because he needed to do this for some strange reason. It was the plan. And without Judas doing it, betraying him, it would not happen. And on the soul level, Judas, that's why I said Judas and Jesus were the best friends. Because on the soul level, they were the closest. No one was so close to him. And Judas on the soul level knew that actually it needs to happen. And there's no other way. And he loved him so much. He was so close to him that he actually did it out of love. And that's why Jesus was like, sincerely, thank you. You think that you exploited me, that you used me, that you betrayed me. No, I used you to raise a banner of my greatness in this world. I used you. I exploited you as this needed to be done. Thank you. I'm sorry. He was like looking at him. I'm sorry. Thank you. But Judas was not conscious and remembered of what happened on the soul level. And he could not live. Why he's grateful? Why he's sorry? He hanged himself. That's why you have to forgive. Because Jesus, he had nothing to forgive. He actually knew. I asked him on the soul level to do just this, and he doesn't remember. If I would tell him before, he would not do it. Now I cannot tell him. I can only show him that I'm sorry and I'm grateful. But he was like, he didn't remember that it was their agreement on the soul level that Jesus asked him. He could not live with himself. He loves me. I sold him to death. And he killed himself. You see. And actually, Judas Iscariot, he had no karma. He ascended back to the source immediately. Because it was all a game. So that's why you have to forgive. You only set yourself free if you forgive. You cannot free another. Other will have to set themselves free. If you forgive, you free yourself. And if you cannot, you burn in their karma, in whatever they did to you. You won't even start healing from it. But if you forgive, you set yourself free. They will have to set themselves free. Even if you forgive, you cannot save them. They will have to forgive themselves and stop doing this. They will have to bring their unconscious to consciousness. And until not, they will experience the karma of their unconscious. And you cannot stop it even if you forgive. You only save yourself, otherwise it's your karma. And like I said, you need to forgive them. Don't resent them, don't blame them. But if they do to you what you do to no one, and they don't stop, you should remove them out of your life. So that you don't hate them, resent them, blame them. You have nothing to forgive. So you can bless them, pray for them, and love them from far, that they bring their unconscious to consciousness and stop doing what I did to you. Or you have to forgive. You only set yourself free if you forgive. Others will have to forgive and set themselves free. I give you my word just for that. And if anybody of you feel like you want to offer a donation, I put my link there. And every single coin, nothing is too small, nothing is too big. I'm so grateful from the heart. Thank you. I know these are times, hard times. And I'm grateful like a child. You keep the art of the word that I'm going. Thank you. If there's any blessing in my heart, don't bless me with charity. You giving donation to a class of a teacher who's living his truth. Maybe then you just receive also from me something. You can give charity from the heart and then you don't get anything. But if you give a donation to a teacher, then you receive my blessings. In giving, we receive. But like I said, only gift that you give out of joy from the heart I receive. Nothing else, only that is love. And I will not chat with you. I don't deal with comments. I don't live on Facebook. But I will do something. I want to give you my best energy. So, quantum white light source healing, beyond time and space, I do on you energy work. But don't tell me anything and I won't tell you anything. It's beyond time and space. You don't need appointment. You don't need to stand still. I only see your email address in PayPal, and that's enough for me to connect you and do a really profound energy work on you. Trust. This is a gift for your gift, nothing you buy. You just have my word that I do it. And but I have to tell you my problems? No, then I will not do good healing on you because I'm very sensitive. I have to focus on you being free of all afflictions. And I give you my word. This is nothing you buy, but this is gift for every single donation. Distant energy work healing is done. But my healing works on you as you work on yourself. If you forgive everyone everything, you set yourself free, you heal yourself. You may be suffering with the body a little bit, you maybe have a little bit problems still, but you are free of birth and death. You have forgiven everyone, so you are not in debt. You know, you can heal. But if you cannot forgive, you are still victim of what you cannot forgive, even it happened 80 years ago. No one can heal you, no one can save you. You have to forgive. Only save yourself if you forgive. I give you my word. Purnama.